The human mind, in its relentless pursuit of understanding, has charted stars, dissected atoms, and even glimpsed the very origins of the universe. Yet, despite centuries of scientific endeavor and technological leaps, there remain phenomena that stubbornly defy explanation, enigmas that mock our logic and challenge our established paradigms. These aren't mere curiosities. They are profound mysteries, whispers from the unknown that remind us of the vast ocean of what we don't comprehend. They are the cracks in the edifice of our knowledge, through which peer glimpses of a reality far stranger and more complex than we can imagine. Today we delve into 40 such mysteries, phenomena that science in all its brilliance simply cannot explain. These are stories that will leave you frozen, pondering the limits of human understanding and the boundless secrets of our world. Prepare to journey into the heart of the inexplicable, where logic falters and the extraordinary becomes commonplace. Our journey begins with one of the most perplexing and enduring puzzles: the Voynich manuscript. Discovered in 1912 by Polish book dealer Wilfrid Voynich, this ancient tome is a cryptic masterpiece. Its 240 vellum pages are filled with elaborate illustrations of unknown plants, astronomical diagrams that don't correspond to any known constellations, and human figures bathing in what appear to be intricate biological systems. But the true enigma lies in its text. Written in an entirely unknown script, it has baffled cryptographers, linguists, and historians for over a century. Every effort to decipher it has failed. Is it a lost language, a coded message, a sophisticated hoax, or perhaps something even more profound? A relic from a forgotten civilization or a glimpse into a mind operating on a completely different plane of thought? The paper has been carbon dated to the early 15th century, placing it firmly within the late medieval period, yet its contents seem utterly alien to that era. Scholars have proposed countless theories, from an early form of universal language to an elaborate alchemical text, but none have yielded a definitive answer. The Voynich manuscript remains a defiant testament to the limits of our deciphering abilities, a silent challenge to every codebreaker who dares to confront its pages. Next, we confront the unsettling phenomenon known as spontaneous human combustion. Imagine a person without any apparent external ignition source suddenly bursting into flames, often reducing their body to ash while surrounding objects remain largely untouched. The sheer improbability of such an event makes it terrifyingly fascinating. Numerous documented cases exist, some dating back centuries, describing victims found as charred remains, their limbs sometimes intact, a grisly contrast to the incinerated torso. In 1951, Mary Reeser's body was found almost entirely consumed by fire in her St. Petersburg, Florida apartment, leaving only a shrunken skull and a foot, while the room itself suffered minimal damage. The armchair she sat in was singed, but nearby newspapers were untouched. How can a human body generate such intense localized heat? Scientists have proposed various theories, from the wick effect, where body fat acts like candle wax and clothing as the wick, to the accumulation of methane gas in the intestines. However, these explanations often fall short when confronted with the specifics of individual cases, particularly the intense heat required to reduce bone to ash and the localized nature of the burning. The idea of a person spontaneously combusting, defying the laws of thermodynamics, sends a shiver down the spine, a chilling reminder of the body's hidden destructive potential. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. Our journey through the unexplained then takes us to the eerie phenomenon of the Taos hum. For decades, residents and visitors to Taos, New Mexico, have reported hearing a persistent low-frequency humming sound. It's often described as a faint, distant rumble, like a diesel engine idling, or a low-pitched drone. What makes the Taos hum so baffling is its elusive nature. Only about 2% of the local population can hear it, and extensive scientific studies using seismic sensors and electromagnetic detectors have failed to identify its source. Is it a geological phenomenon, a secret military experiment, or perhaps even a form of mass auditory hallucination? Those who hear it often describe it as deeply irritating, causing headaches, dizziness, and sleep disturbances. Despite numerous investigations by scientists and engineers, the source of the Taos hum remains a profound mystery, a sound without origin, echoing in the quiet desert air. It's a reminder that even in our technologically advanced age, certain sensory experiences can defy objective measurement and remain purely subjective, yet undeniably real for those who perceive them. The persistent, unseen vibration continues to vex researchers, a phantom sound that challenges our understanding of acoustics and perception. The unsettling silence of the Taos Desert gives way to another perplexing enigma that stretches across vast oceans and through the very fabric of our understanding of marine life. The bloop. In 1997, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration detected an ultra-low-frequency, high-amplitude underwater sound in the Pacific Ocean, picked up by hydrophones over a range of 5 kilometers. The sound, lasting for about a minute, was unlike anything previously recorded. Its characteristics, specifically its frequency and amplitude, suggested an origin from an animal far larger than any known creature on Earth, potentially one many times the size of a blue whale. The sheer power of the sound, coupled with its unique sonic signature, immediately sparked intense speculation. Was it a colossal, unknown marine beast lurking in the abyssal depths, a creature that has somehow evaded human detection for millennia? Or was it something else entirely, a geological phenomenon so vast and powerful that it mimicked the acoustics of an organic life form? Scientists at NOAA cautiously speculated that while the sound had the characteristics of an animal, no known creature could produce such a powerful noise. The mystery deepened as subsequent attempts to redetect the bloop proved fruitless. It remains a singular event, a fleeting auditory glimpse into the profound unknowns of our planet's deepest oceans, forcing us to question what unimaginable leviathans might still swim beneath the crushing pressure and eternal darkness of the deep sea. The thought of an undiscovered organism of such immense scale sends a shiver down the spine, a vivid reminder of how little we truly know about the ecosystems that thrive beyond our reach. From the depths of the ocean, we turn our gaze upwards, to the heavens, to confront the inexplicable phenomena of white unidentified flying objects. For decades, reports of strange aerial craft, moving with impossible speeds and performing maneuvers that defy known physics, have captivated and confounded humanity. These aren't just blurry photographs or anecdotal accounts from isolated individuals. Many credible sightings come from highly trained military pilots, commercial airline crews, and radar operators, whose professional expertise lends significant weight to their observations. In 2004, the USS Nimitz carrier strike group encountered multiple tic-tac-shaped objects off the coast of California, which were tracked on radar and visually confirmed by pilots. These objects demonstrated capabilities far beyond any known human technology, accelerating instantly, stopping on a dime, and descending thousands of feet in seconds. More recently, the Pentagon confirmed the authenticity of several unclassified videos showing similar inexplicable aerial phenomena. While skeptics often attribute these sightings to misidentified conventional aircraft, natural atmospheric phenomena, or even hoaxes, the sheer volume of consistent, high-quality and multi-sourced reports suggest something far more complex. The question persists: if these objects are not of earthly origin, what are they? Are they advanced reconnaissance drones from rival nations, or do they represent something truly alien, a visitation from intelligence beyond our world? The implications of the latter are staggering, challenging our very place in the cosmos. The ongoing official investigations and the gradual declassification of related documents only add to the intrigue, stirring a global conversation about the possibility of life beyond Earth and the profound implications of such a revelation. The skies above continue to hold secrets, defying simple explanations and inviting endless speculation. Our next mystery takes us to the chilling story of the Dyatlov Pass incident. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers ventured into the northern Ural Mountains in the Soviet Union. Weeks later, their bodies were found under baffling circumstances. Their tent was discovered ripped open from the inside, and footprints in the snow indicated that the hikers had fled barefoot into sub-zero temperatures. 6 of them died of hypothermia, but 3 others suffered traumatic injuries. One had a fractured skull, another had broken ribs, and a third, Lyudmila Dubinina, was missing her tongue, eyes, and parts of her jaw, with no external wounds visible on her body. Adding to the macabre scene, two of the victims' clothing contained traces of radiation. The initial Soviet investigation concluded that a compelling unknown force had caused their deaths, a phrase that only deepened the mystery. Countless theories have emerged over the decades: an avalanche, a military experiment gone wrong, an encounter with the indigenous Mansi people, or even an attack by an unknown creature. More outlandish explanations suggest a UFO encounter or an infrasound-induced panic. The lack of clear evidence, the conflicting details, and the sheer brutality of the injuries have left the Dyatlov Pass incident as one of the most enduring and unsettling puzzles in modern history. It stands as a grim testament to the terrifying power of the unknown, a story whispered in hushed tones, reminding us that some mountains hold secrets far darker than their icy peaks. From the chilling embrace of the Dyatlov Pass, where human tragedy met an unyielding enigma, we transition to a phenomenon that challenges the very boundaries of time and memory. Spontaneous human combustion. Imagine a person going about their daily life, suddenly and inexplicably bursting into flames, often leaving behind little more than a pile of ash and an untouched surrounding environment. This macabre concept, often relegated to horror fiction, has documented cases stretching back centuries, baffling scientists and investigators alike. The most striking aspect of these incidents is the localized nature of the burning. A body is often reduced to cinders, yet nearby flammable objects like clothing, furniture, or bedding remain relatively unscathed. This selectivity defies conventional understanding of combustion, which typically requires an external ignition source and leaves widespread damage. One particularly perplexing case involves Mary Reeser, a 67-year-old woman found in her St. Petersburg, Florida apartment in 1951. All that remained of her was a shrunken skull, a few vertebrae, and a slippered foot. The armchair she sat in was largely destroyed, but the rest of the apartment, including a pile of newspapers just inches away, was untouched. The temperature required to reduce a human body to such a state is incredibly high, far exceeding what a typical house fire could achieve in such a confined, localized manner. Theories abound, ranging from the wick effect, where body fat acts as a candle wick, slowly fueling the fire, to more esoteric explanations involving internal chemical reactions or even paranormal forces. However, none of these fully account for the extreme temperatures, the minimal external damage, or the sheer spontaneity implied by the term. The mystery of spontaneous human combustion forces us to confront the terrifying possibility that our own bodies, these vessels of life, might possess an inherent destructive power beyond our comprehension, a silent, internal inferno waiting for an unknown trigger. It's a stark reminder that even the most fundamental laws of nature, as we perceive them, can be dramatically subverted under extraordinary, inexplicable circumstances, leaving behind only questions and a lingering scent of the impossible. Our journey through the unexplained now plunges into the murky waters of history, to a legend that has captivated imaginations for generations. The Lost City of Atlantis. Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, first described Atlantis around 360 BC, presenting it not as a myth, but as a historical account of a powerful, technologically advanced civilization that vanished beneath the waves in a single day and night of catastrophic floods and earthquakes. According to Plato, the Atlanteans ruled over other islands and parts of the continent before their hubris led to their divine punishment. For centuries, scholars and adventurers have scoured the globe, from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean, from the North Sea to the depths of the Atlantic, searching for physical evidence of this mythical metropolis. Each potential site, from the Bimini Road to the Richat structure in Mauritania, ignites a fresh wave of excitement, only to eventually yield inconclusive results. The enduring appeal of Atlantis lies not just in the romantic notion of a lost utopian civilization, but in the tantalizing possibility that ancient texts might contain more truth than we often give them credit for. If Atlantis truly existed, its discovery would rewrite human history, proving the existence of a high culture predating known civilizations and possessing advanced knowledge and technology. It would challenge our understanding of geological events and the resilience of human memory across millennia. Is Atlantis merely an allegorical tale, a philosophical warning about the dangers of unchecked power and greed? Or is it a historical memory echoing through time, distorted but rooted in a cataclysmic event? The absence of definitive archaeological proof only fuels the speculation, allowing the legend to persist, a powerful testament to humanity's fascination with lost worlds and the secrets they might hold. The ocean's vastness guards its secrets fiercely, and perhaps Atlantis is one of its most profound, a sunken monument to a forgotten age, forever beyond our grasp. The quest continues, driven by the faint hope that one day the waves will part, revealing the golden spires of a civilization lost to the ages. Our exploration of the inexplicable now turns from the depths of the ocean to the vast, silent expanse of the cosmos, to an enigma that continues to confound astronomers and physicists alike: dark matter and dark energy. These invisible forces constitute approximately 95% of the universe, yet we cannot directly observe them. Everything we see, stars, galaxies, planets, and even ourselves, makes up only a tiny fraction, a mere 5% of the universe's total mass and energy. The very fabric of reality as we perceive it is merely a thin veil over a colossal unseen architecture. Dark matter was first hypothesized in the 1930s when astronomer Fritz Zwicky observed that galaxies in the Coma cluster were moving too fast to be held together by the gravitational pull of their visible matter alone. There had to be an additional, unseen mass exerting gravitational force. Since then, numerous observations have supported its existence. The rotation curves of galaxies, gravitational lensing, and the large-scale structure of the universe all point to a mysterious, non-baryonic substance that does not interact with light or other electromagnetic radiation. It doesn't absorb, reflect, or emit light, making it utterly undetectable by conventional means. Imagine trying to understand a vast, intricate machine when 85% of its gears, levers, and mechanisms are completely transparent and intangible. Scientists have built incredibly sensitive detectors deep underground, shielded from cosmic rays, hoping to catch a fleeting glimpse of a weakly interacting massive particle, one of the leading candidates for dark matter. Yet despite decades of searching, the universe remains stubbornly silent about its dominant constituent. Even more perplexing is dark energy, a concept introduced in the late 1990s to explain the accelerating expansion of the universe. For decades, it was assumed that the universe's expansion, a relic of the Big Bang, would gradually slow down due to the gravitational pull of all its matter. However, observations of distant supernovae revealed the opposite. The expansion is actually speeding up. This implies the existence of an unknown force, an inherent property of space itself, pushing galaxies apart. Dark energy acts like an anti-gravity force, a cosmic engine relentlessly driving the universe towards an ever faster, ever lonelier future. It's a force so potent that it overcomes the gravitational pull of all matter and dark matter combined. The implications of dark matter and dark energy are profound. They challenge our fundamental understanding of physics and cosmology. If we cannot comprehend the vast majority of the universe, how can we truly claim to understand anything at all about its origins, its evolution, or its ultimate fate? The quest to unravel these cosmic mysteries is at the forefront of modern scientific endeavor, pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity and technological prowess. Particle accelerators like the Large Hadron Collider attempt to create exotic particles that might shed light on dark matter's nature, while space telescopes meticulously map the cosmic microwave background radiation for clues about dark energy's influence. The existence of these unseen entities forces us to confront the limitations of our current scientific models and perhaps even our sensory perception. It suggests that there is an entire hidden universe interacting with our own in ways we can only infer through its gravitational effects. This cosmic riddle reminds us of the immense humility required when contemplating the universe. What we perceive as reality might be just a small, brightly lit stage in a colossal, dimly lit drama. The search for dark matter and dark energy is not just a scientific pursuit. It's a philosophical journey into the heart of existence itself, a recognition that the universe holds secrets far grander and more intricate than our wildest imaginings, forever beckoning us to look deeper, listen closer, and question everything. The enigmatic nature of dark matter and dark energy, shrouded in cosmic silence, gives way to another profound puzzle that strikes much closer to our own existence, challenging our very understanding of life and consciousness. The placebo effect. This medical phenomenon, where a sugar pill or a saline injection can elicit genuine physiological and psychological improvements simply because a patient believes it will, remains one of the most baffling and powerful demonstrations of the mind's influence over the body. It's a testament to an unseen force within us, a self-healing mechanism triggered not by chemistry, but by conviction. Imagine a patient suffering from chronic pain, receiving a pill completely devoid of active ingredients, yet reporting significant relief. Or someone battling depression, given a sham treatment, experiencing a measurable lift in mood. These aren't mere psychological tricks. Scientific studies, rigorously designed and peer-reviewed, consistently show that placebos can activate the body's natural opioid systems, reduce inflammation, alter heart rate, and even influence brain activity in areas associated with pain and emotion. The brain, in essence, acts as its own powerful pharmacy, dispensing potent compounds based on expectation alone. It's a pharmacy operating without a visible prescription, fueled by faith. The sheer breadth of conditions responsive to the placebo effect is astonishing. From irritable bowel syndrome and Parkinson's disease to asthma and even surgical outcomes, the mind's ability to initiate healing or symptom reduction defies conventional pharmacological understanding. This isn't to say that placebos cure serious illnesses in the same way modern medicine does, but they undeniably modulate symptoms and improve quality of life, often to a degree comparable to active drugs. The challenge for science lies in dissecting how this happens. What are the specific neural pathways involved? What are the chemical messengers that translate belief into biological change? How can we harness this innate healing power ethically and effectively without resorting to deception? The complexity is compounded by the fact that the placebo effect isn't a single, monolithic phenomenon. It's influenced by a myriad of factors: the patient's personality, their cultural background, the doctor-patient relationship, the perceived cost or invasiveness of the treatment, and even the color or size of the pill. A larger, more expensive pill, administered by a confident, empathetic doctor, tends to produce a stronger placebo response than a small, cheap one given by a detached practitioner. This suggests a profound interplay between social context, psychological expectation, and biological response, blurring the lines between mind and matter. Yet, despite its undeniable efficacy and widespread observation, the placebo effect remains largely a black box. We know it works, but we don't fully understand its mechanism. This lack of mechanistic understanding prevents us from intentionally activating it in a controlled, non-deceptive manner. If we could unlock its secrets, imagine the potential. Treatments that augment the body's natural healing processes, reducing reliance on pharmaceuticals with their attendant side effects, and empowering patients with a greater sense of agency over their own health. The placebo effect stands as a powerful reminder of the uncharted territory within our own minds. It suggests that our conscious and subconscious beliefs hold an immense, untapped power to shape our physical reality, a power that conventional scientific paradigms are only just beginning to grapple with. It challenges the purely reductionist view of the human body as a collection of chemical reactions, hinting at a deeper, more integrated system where thought and biology are inextricably linked. The mystery of the placebo effect is not just a medical curiosity. It is a profound philosophical statement about the nature of being human, a testament to the incredible, often overlooked, capacity for self-healing and transformation that resides within each of us, waiting to be understood, and perhaps one day, deliberately awakened. The human mind's astonishing capacity for self-healing and its mysterious influence over the body, as evidenced by the placebo effect, leads us to another profound enigma, one that questions the very fabric of our reality and the boundaries of perception itself. The Mandela effect. This phenomenon, characterized by a large group of people collectively remembering something that, in reality, never happened or happened differently, challenges our understanding of memory, consensus reality, and perhaps even parallel universes. It's a glitch in the matrix of our collective consciousness, a shared delusion that feels undeniably real to those who experience it. The most famous example, from which the effect draws its name, concerns Nelson Mandela. Many people vividly recall him dying in prison during the 1980s, complete with news reports, funeral footage, and public mourning. Yet, history unequivocally states that Mandela was released from prison in 1990, became president of South Africa, and lived until 2013. For those who remember his earlier death, the historical facts feel utterly wrong, a bewildering contradiction to their deeply held memories. This isn't just a simple mistake or a forgotten detail, it's a powerful, persistent, and widely shared alternate memory. The Mandela effect extends far beyond Nelson Mandela, encompassing a wide array of cultural touchstones. Countless individuals recall the children's book series about the Berenstain Bears as being spelled Berenstain Bears, with an E instead of an A. The difference is subtle, yet for those convinced of the E spelling, the actual A feels like a recent alteration to their childhood memories. Similarly, the iconic line from Star Wars, "Luke, I am your father," is etched into the minds of millions, despite the actual line being, "No, I am your father." Even the Monopoly Man, rich Uncle Pennybags, is remembered by many as wearing a monocle, which he never has. These are not isolated instances of individual forgetfulness. They are widespread, deeply ingrained collective false memories that defy easy explanation. The scientific community approaches the Mandela effect with a blend of skepticism and fascination. Cognitive psychologists often attribute it to a combination of factors: confabulation, where the brain fills in gaps in memory with plausible but false information; suggestibility, where a false memory can be implanted or reinforced by others; and source monitoring errors, where people forget where they learned a piece of information and mistakenly attribute it to a reliable source. Our memories are not perfect recordings, but rather reconstructive processes, susceptible to influence and distortion over time. When combined with the power of social media and online communities, these individual memory biases can coalesce into a seemingly shared but ultimately incorrect narrative. However, for those who experience the Mandela effect, these psychological explanations often fall short of capturing the profound sense of disorientation and certainty that accompanies their alternate memories. It's not just a fuzzy recollection. It's a vivid, detailed memory that clashes fundamentally with documented reality. This leads to more speculative and certainly more intriguing theories. Some propose that the Mandela effect is evidence of parallel universes bleeding into our own, suggesting that there are alternate timelines where these remembered events did occur. Perhaps, they argue, we are experiencing subtle shifts between these realities, causing our collective memories to become momentarily misaligned with our current timeline. Another theory posits a more technological explanation, hinting at the possibility of sophisticated, widespread memory manipulation, perhaps by an unknown entity or advanced technology. While bordering on conspiracy, the sheer scale and consistency of some Mandela effect instances make it difficult for some to dismiss such concepts entirely. The very idea that our shared reality and our most cherished memories could be so easily mutable is deeply unsettling. It forces us to question the reliability of our own minds and the stability of the world around us. The Mandela effect is more than just a quirky phenomenon. It's a window into the enigmatic nature of human consciousness and the fragile construction of reality. It challenges us to consider whether what we collectively perceive as truth is truly objective, or if it is merely a consensus built on imperfect memories and shared experiences. The persistence of these alternate recollections, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, ensures that the Mandela effect remains a tantalizing mystery, leaving us to wonder if our memories are truly our own. or if they are echoes from a reality that almost was, or perhaps still is, just out of reach. The unsettling implications of the Mandela effect, with its collective false memories and fractured reality, lead us down an even darker, more perplexing path into the realm of the Havana Syndrome. This mysterious illness, first reported by U.S. and Canadian diplomats and intelligence officials stationed in Havana, Cuba, beginning in late 2016, presents a chilling new frontier in unexplained phenomena. Victims describe a sudden onset of bizarre, debilitating symptoms, often accompanied by strange, localized sounds or sensations of pressure. It's a real-world medical mystery with geopolitical ramifications, a puzzle that defies conventional diagnosis and continues to elude definitive scientific explanation. The initial reports from Havana were alarming. Diplomats and their families began experiencing acute, peculiar symptoms, sudden, piercing sounds described as grinding, buzzing, or a high-pitched beam, often localized to a specific direction or part of a room. This auditory phenomenon was frequently accompanied by an intense pressure in the head, dizziness, vertigo, nausea, and severe headaches. In some cases, individuals reported feeling a sensation akin to an invisible beam or force impacting their skull. The immediate effects were often disorienting and painful, but the long-term consequences proved even more devastating, including persistent cognitive difficulties, memory loss, balance problems, and even mild traumatic brain injury, like symptoms. What made the Havana Syndrome particularly baffling was the lack of any obvious cause. There were no visible signs of attack, no physical projectiles, no known toxins or pathogens. Medical examinations of affected individuals consistently revealed objective neurological abnormalities, including changes in white matter volume and connectivity in the brain, and damage to the inner ear. Yet conventional diagnostic tools failed to pinpoint a source. The symptoms were too consistent, too specific, and too widespread among a discrete group to be dismissed as mass hysteria or psychosomatic illness. This was a physical assault by an unknown means, leaving behind tangible, debilitating damage. Theories quickly emerged, ranging from the plausible to the profoundly unsettling. Initially, some suspected a sonic weapon, a device capable of emitting focused sound waves at frequencies beyond human hearing, or perhaps infrasound, designed to cause physical discomfort and disorientation. However, extensive acoustic analysis of the affected areas never definitively identified such a weapon. The idea of directed energy weapons, perhaps employing microwave or radio frequency radiation, gained traction as a potential explanation. Such devices could theoretically cause the reported symptoms by disrupting brain function or causing tissue damage without leaving external marks. Some classified intelligence reports have reportedly pointed towards Russian involvement, suggesting the use of pulsed electromagnetic energy. However, the scientific community remains deeply divided. While some researchers have published studies suggesting the involvement of directed energy, others argue that the evidence is inconclusive, and that the symptoms could potentially be explained by a combination of environmental factors, pre-existing conditions, or even a form of mass psychogenic illness, despite the objective medical findings. The lack of a smoking gun, a definitive weapon or mechanism, has kept the mystery alive, fueling speculation and frustrating those seeking answers. The geopolitical implications are immense. If a foreign adversary is indeed deploying such a weapon, it represents a significant escalation in unconventional warfare, a silent, invisible assault on personnel that leaves lasting damage. The Havana Syndrome has since expanded beyond Cuba, with reports surfacing from U.S. personnel in China, Russia, Austria, and even within the United States itself. This geographic spread suggests a sophisticated, perhaps mobile capability, or at least a wider network of incidents than initially believed. For the victims, the struggle is real and ongoing. They grapple not only with persistent health issues, but also with the frustrating lack of official explanation and the lingering doubt from those who question the very existence of their affliction. Their experiences stand as a stark, chilling testament to the unknown dangers lurking in the shadows of international relations, a medical and geopolitical enigma that continues to challenge our understanding of covert operations and the limits of human vulnerability. It forces us to confront the terrifying possibility that invisible technologies could be weaponized, capable of inflicting harm without a trace, leaving behind only the profound, inexplicable suffering of its victims. The Havana Syndrome remains one of the most disturbing mysteries of our modern era, a silent threat that science is still desperately trying to comprehend. The profound, inexplicable suffering of its victims from the Havana Syndrome, a silent threat that science is still desperately trying to comprehend, naturally leads us to the ultimate question that underpins all these unresolved enigmas, the very nature of consciousness itself. It is the final, most profound mystery, one that transcends scientific inquiry and delves into the philosophical bedrock of our existence. From the quantum realm's strange dance to the vastness of the cosmos, from the inexplicable healing of the human body to the unsettling echoes of false memories, every single mystery we have explored ultimately converges on the elusive nature of the mind that perceives them. What is consciousness? Where does it reside? Is it merely an emergent property of complex neuronal networks, a sophisticated biological algorithm, or is it something more, something fundamental to the fabric of reality itself? This question has baffled thinkers for millennia, yet modern science, despite its remarkable advancements in neuroscience and artificial intelligence, remains profoundly stumped. We can map brain activity, identify neural correlates of experience, and even stimulate specific regions to evoke memories or emotions. Yet the leap from electrochemical signals to subjective experience, the hard problem of consciousness, remains an unbridged chasm. How does the firing of neurons give rise to the feeling of redness, the taste of salt, or the profound sense of self? It is a question that borders on the metaphysical, pushing the boundaries of what empirical science can hope to explain. Theories abound, each attempting to chip away at this monumental puzzle. Some neuroscientists propose that consciousness arises from integrated information, a complex interplay of diverse neural networks that create a unified, coherent experience. Others suggest that it might be a global workspace within the brain, a kind of central processing unit that broadcasts information to various modules, thereby creating awareness. Then there are more radical perspectives such as panpsychism, which posits that consciousness, or at least proto-conscious properties, might be inherent in all matter, not just complex brains. This idea, while seemingly fantastical, attempts to address the continuity between inert matter and living aware beings. The implications of truly understanding consciousness are staggering. If we could unravel its secrets, it might revolutionize medicine, allowing for unprecedented insights into mental illness and neurological disorders. It could transform our understanding of artificial intelligence, perhaps leading to truly sentient machines, or conversely, revealing the inherent limitations of computational consciousness. More profoundly, it would reshape our perception of life, death, and the universe itself. If consciousness is not merely confined to the brain, but a more pervasive phenomenon, then the implications for the existence of an afterlife, or even the nature of reality beyond our immediate perception, become profoundly significant. Yet, for now, consciousness remains the ultimate frontier, a mystery that stubbornly resists reductionist explanations. It is the observer and the observed, the questioner and the questioned, a paradox wrapped in the very essence of being. Every time we encounter an unexplained phenomenon, from the whispers of ancient aliens to the unsettling precision of the placebo effect, we are reminded that our understanding of reality is not only incomplete, but perhaps fundamentally flawed. The universe, it seems, is far stranger and more intricate than our current scientific paradigms can comfortably accommodate. These 40 mysteries, from the baffling silence of the Tao's hum to the profound enigma of consciousness, serve as a humbling testament to the limits of human knowledge. They are not merely isolated anomalies, but persistent reminders that beneath the veneer of scientific certainty lies an ocean of the unknown. They invite us to embrace intellectual humility, to acknowledge that the quest for understanding is an unending journey, filled with more questions than answers. Perhaps true wisdom lies not in knowing everything, but in recognizing the vastness of what we do not know, and in finding wonder in the endless, unexplained marvels that continue to leave us frozen in awe and contemplation. The universe, in its infinite complexity, continues to whisper its secrets, daring us to listen, to question, and to forever seek the truth beyond the visible horizon.